Welcome back to the channel. I apologize if it gets any darker because I am trying to get this clip out now because I'm getting ready to head home and I really want to start The Third Gilmore Girl by Kelly Bishop. This is Emily Gilmore's memoir. So I'm super excited to read it. The actress is talking about lots of jobs that she's had over the years, but definitely going to talk about Gilmore Girls. And I love Gilmore Girls. I've watched it so many times. It is one of my favorites, and I'm getting ready to start it. So I wanted to get on here and talk to you about it before I head home, and now's the best time. I'm currently sitting in the parking lot underneath a light at the Hobby Lobby. I need a new planner, and I'm very disappointed because I am picky and I need a certain type of planner, and they don't have it. And I've been to two separate Hobby Lobbies, and they don't have it. I guess they're all out. And so I'm very sad because I'm picky and I'm not picky about very many things. But my planner is one of them. A lot of the planners that I find, they have like dotted lines for like your task for the day, right? Well, they give you like four dotted lines, and I need blank space. I just want a giant box. I don't need your lines because all it's going to do is make me want to write everything on the line. But what if I see 9 clients that day? I don't have enough room on your 4 lines for that. So I'm very picky. And it sucks to be this picky because now I don't have a planner. And the new year is like next week. And now I'm just going to have to create my own until I can get a new one. Life is hard sometimes when you make it hard, right? But anyways, so I'm super excited to listen to this audiobook on the way home. I think that it's gonna be so much fun. I listened to Lauren Graham's audiobook and she told like anecdotes and fun things from when she was Lorelai Gilmore on the show. And it'll be so much fun to see Emily's perspective of the Gilmore Girls just because, she's one of like the antagonists of the show. So having it told from that perspective can be super interesting. I'm also getting ready to start Fix Her Up by Tessa Bailey. And if you've been here a minute, you know I have wonky history with Tessa Bailey. I don't really like a lot of her stuff. Fangirl Down was definitely one of the biggest misses I've had this year. And Fix Her Up has everything going for it. It is a fake dating romance. We're following this girl, Georgie, and apparently she's like the town clown. She does birthday parties and stuff, but she also doesn't seem to have her life together. But now she's kind of going to get her life together. And so she recruits this dude, I think his name was Travis, to be her fake boyfriend and then pretend that she's getting her life together and all these things. And he's going to use her to, I don't know. But so they're going to fake date. Well, of course, if it's fake dating, they're going to end up actually liking each other. So I love fake dating. Fake dating is one of my favorite tropes. So it has everything going for it. It sounds like it's going to be very chaotic a little bit with her not having her life together. So it'll probably have some shenanigans and misses, and it should be a good time. Like it is set up to be a good time for me. So I'm excited to listen to it. I will keep you updated, and I'll try not to complain the entire time about the fact that I don't have a planner. Okay, I have been reading The Third Gilmore Girl, which is Kelly Bishop's memoir. And if you don't know, Kelly Bishop plays Lorelai's mom, Emily, on the Gilmore Girls. And she is just iconic. Like, she is fantastic. And you can see in her memoir a little bit of that same personality where she's like tough and standing up for what she believes in and not worrying about walking on eggshells around people. As of right now, we've just gotten like her dancing career. I'm about halfway through, a little over halfway through, and she just now started acting. So we haven't gotten to any of the Gilmore Girls stuff yet, but I'm super excited to get there. Not really a whole lot to say other than that. I have also been reading Fix Her Up, and oh my gosh, the intro to this story. This girl, Georgie, that we're following, she is bold, and I mean bold with all the letters capitalized. So she has known our guy that we're following, Travis. His name's Travis. and she's known him her whole life because he's friends with her brother. Well, he just came off of a baseball career where he was injured and he got traded and he just kind of like got kicked out of the league, right? Because no one wanted him. Well, he is drowning in his sorrows in alcohol, fast food, whatever. He's just like bed rotting. Well, she goes into his home and starts picking up food off of like the counters and the floor and wherever it just happens to be. She starts throwing it at him. Like, what are you doing? Like, you are grown and you are throwing food at this dude while he's sleeping. Like, he is sleeping and you're throwing food at him. What are we doing? Like, oh my gosh. It was wow. Like, could not believe that this is how we were starting. And so, yeah, I was so excited to tell you this intro. Like, and this is not a spoiler because it's page one. Like, this is how we start. Okay. This is where we're starting. But yeah, so as of right now, we've just got them where they are sort of like kind of talking a little bit, but he's not going to date her because it's his brother. It's because he's friends with her brother, and that's not okay because he has this reputation for being a player and all these things, and it's not going to go over well. And plus, like, he doesn't really like see her that way because he grew up with her, so he really sees her like an annoying kid sister. So that also factors in. And she, at this point, isn't interested, but we know they're going to be interested. So we just haven't got there yet. But I'm enjoying it so far. It's a Tessa Bailey book, so she's kind of hit or miss for me. I think it's Tessa Bailey. I don't know. We'll fact check it later. But so it's a bit hit or miss for me, so I'm kind of surprised I'm enjoying it, but it's not bad so far. Okay, and the last book for this clip, because I have no idea what else is coming, but the book club that I'm a part of on Beth Morvant's channel, she is starting The Princess Bride in January. And January is tomorrow. So I will be starting that in the next week or so because I'm very, very slow. Okay. It took me all of December to finish the Thursday Murder Club. And I started that on like December 2nd. So I really need to get started on this one. I think it's a shorter book. It's much shorter. I think the audiobook was like 4 hours or something, but I didn't have time to like get it because it's gonna take forever. So I'm doing an ebook, which we all know I'm very slow with. So hopefully it won't take me too long. If you don't know what The Princess Bride is, I don't know what you've been doing with your life because this movie is old, old, old and a classic. We're following, I don't know how the book is, but there is a movie, The Princess Bride, and I grew up on the movie. But so in the movie at least, we're following Buttercup, and she has this stable boy that she falls in love with in the beginning, and she's like a princess, and so she's not allowed to fall in love with him, right? Well, he ends up being killed by pirates somehow. I don't remember how, but he gets killed by pirates, and then she has to marry the this dude so he can be king. I don't remember. It was all like orchestrated, and she doesn't want to, but she's going to because it's her princely princess duty. It's her princess duty. And so she ends up getting kidnapped, but then she gets kidnapped from them, and then another dude is trying to like take her from him. So it's a whole big thing. But so the story is being told. A grandpa is telling his grandkid this story of Princess Buttercup and the stable boy. His name was Wesley. So if you ever heard like the whole "as you wish" thing, that's from this story. Like that's where that comes from. But yeah, the movie's fine, so I'm not like super excited about the book, but it is short and it is book club, so I will definitely try it. We'll see how it goes. So I DNF'd Fixer Up. I don't think Tessa Bailey is going to be the author for me. Me and her just do not jive well. I didn't like this one hardly at all. I liked Georgie well enough, which is our main female love interest. She was fine. I liked her personality, all those things. I didn't like Travis very much, and he is like the main dude in the story, and I didn't really care for him. I just wasn't very nice to Georgie, and I get being a little bit like annoying and like broody or whatever, and he's going through a lot. I get that, but I don't know why she likes him. And I get that they have history with like growing up and she's been in love with him since childhood and all those things. But we don't see that on the page. Like we just get told that kind of thing. And so because of that, we're supposed to forgive him of him being a jerk to her, like that kind of thing. And so I just didn't really care for him. But the biggest thing that annoyed me was that Georgie would bring up her vibrator to Travis in like weird times. And I'm like, why are we bringing this up right now? This makes no sense to bring this up. It doesn't fit the scene that we're in, like at all. Like, they, mild spoiler, okay? Just be warned. It's stupid, so you may not care. Okay, so early in the story, Georgie has made an appointment with Travis. Actually, he offered. He offered to make an appointment with her to look at her fireplace in order for like renovations, right? He offered. And then he stood her up. So she ends up finding her own dude to come and do renovations. And so he's there and he's like looking at it and trying to like, give an estimate or whatever. And Travis comes over all mad that she has this dude. First of all, he tells the dude that she is having a little act of rebellion, and that's why this new dude was called, because Georgie's family can do this. Georgie's family won't do her renovations because they treat her like a kid. And then Travis, were going to do it, and then you didn't do it, and all of these things. And so now you're mad because she didn't wait around for you. So that's annoying. And so then Georgie tells him that Dale is her vibrator. Like, why are you telling him in this moment? It doesn't make any sense. It's stupid. It has no relevance to what we are doing right now. And so that kind of thing would get on my nerves. And it was brought up again later in a scene similar of like, this isn't necessary right now. So I DNF'd it because I was just kind of done. I don't care. I don't care about Travis. I don't care about her bringing that up in stupid times. And Georgie is going to fake date Travis, okay? Which I love a fake date. Love it. It's my favorite thing. But what she gets out of dating him is respect and to be treated like an adult. Why is that what we get out of being in this relationship? That because we're going to date this dude, now people are going to respect us? Doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So I DNF'd it. I didn't jive with it at all. Probably won't do any more Tessa Bailey's. I've done a couple and I've DNF'd several. So probably not going to be an author for me. Speaking of books that I'm not jiving with, we are starting The Princess Bride for book club. And I am not excited about it at all. The movie was fine at best for me. I've watched it multiple times. It's fine, right? This book, I started it and I'm like, I don't understand. I don't know what we're doing. The author, I find really weird for whatever reason. Like, I don't know if you know, but The Princess Bride is a story within a story, pretty much. So we have this, I think it's a grandfather reading a book to his son, and the book is The Princess Bride. And so he's telling his grandson the story of Wesley and Buttercup, right? Well, at the beginning of the book that I'm currently reading, I just started the ebook, right? There is an introduction or whatever. And like, I like to read introductions, but I'm reading this introduction. And he's talking about the Princess Bride Museum or the Morgenstern Museum, which is the author of The Princess Bride in the book, right? And like, it's over in Florin or whatever. It's all made up. It's not real. And he's writing this introduction as if it's a real place. And these things in this introduction really happened. But it didn't. I Googled it because I was confused. I was like, I didn't know there was a museum for the Princess Bride. There's not. He made it up for the story. Why? Why are we doing this? Like, you're just so far into like your creative space and your book, that not only did you create a book within a book, but now you're creating introductions that are fake as if everything was real. I don't get it. I don't get it. And I know I'm just being petty. I know it's stupid of me, but this is where I'm at. I don't care. So I don't know them to make it through this book. There are two introductions too, and I want to like skip them, but I'm also like, how much of these introductions are like the actual story? You know, like this is the story. I don't know. So I'm confused, and so I'm just not having a great time at all. So we'll see if I finish. It's not looking good because like I just have zero desire to read this book. None. I've had it for 2 weeks and I've read the first introduction and a little bit of the second one. That's it. So it's gonna be a long month. However, I am loving the next Mrs. Parrish. It's book 2 to the last Mrs. Parrish by Liv Constantine. Phenomenal. I'm in love. It's the greatest thing ever. I'm almost done. And I haven't even told you about it yet because I haven't even had it a week, maybe, because I've just been binging it. So it's fantastic. I can't tell you the whole description because it relies heavily on spoilers from the first book. So, the first book, I will tell you about them. The first one, we're following this girl, Amber, and she has decided that she wants to befriend this lady, Daphne, and then sort of like take over Daphne's life. So, she's going to become really good friends with Daphne, infiltrate her friends and her committees and all the things that she's a part of, take Daphne's spot, and take Daphne's husband. So that's just her whole goal because she wants to get rich, right? She wants to be high society and rich and not looked down on anymore. And so this is what she's doing, right? She is our main character. She is who we're following. And we're seeing her scheming on everybody. And it's so much fun. And I love the mid book twist in the first one. And I think that because that mid book twist like got me, I think that's why that first one is just, it's got a special place in my heart. And the second one just can't compete to that. It's also because of that. I am like anticipating something big happening in this book because we've been really slow and like building up everything. And there's so much manipulation and so much scheming. And I'm just like on the edge of my seat, just waiting for whatever twist is going to come because it's coming. There's no way it doesn't, right? Unless that is the twist, is that there's not a twist coming and then everything kind of like goes to crap, which would be crazy. It'd be bold, it'd be crazy. But I am enjoying it because like you can watch all of the manipulation play out in this book and you're just like, oh no, don't do it. Don't listen, don't fall for it. Be smarter, don't fall for it. And like there were moments where I had to like pause my audiobook and I'm just like, oh my gosh, we're really gonna do this, we're really gonna fall for this. And like, oh, it's crazy. So much fun. I'm having a great time with that one. Yeah, so I can't wait to share more thoughts at the end of this because it has been fantastic. We're following 3 different perspectives in this one, which is really cool. And that's not a spoiler because it happens like pretty quickly, like within the first hours of the book, you've already seen all 3 perspectives. So that's really cool. And you get to see like how everything kind of like interweaves, I guess. And it's so good. If you haven't read The Last Mrs. Parrish, you need to because it is so good. Okay, let's start with the DNF first. I DNF'd, what's it called? Princess Bride. I have zero desire to read this. Absolutely no desire to read this. I haven't even touched it at all since I last touched it, which was a week ago, maybe. I don't even know. I have zero desire. I don't care. I don't want to read it, so I'm not gonna. Life's too short to force myself to read things that I don't want to read. I have zero desire to read this book, so we're just gonna be done. It's fine. Not a big deal. I loved The Last Mrs. Parrish. Like, this book lives in my brain like all the time. I love this series. So I finally finished what's it called? The Next Mrs. Parrish, The Last Mrs. I don't know. I get them confused. I finished the second one, okay? And it was so much fun. I loved it. I binged this book. Like, I went for a walk, and normally I will listen to like YouTube or whatever. I listened to this audiobook during my walk because I was like, I need to know like right now. It made me want to break all of like my reading schedules, my rotation schedules, because I needed to read this book. It was so much fun. I loved it. I love Liv Constantine. I need to read more things by her. I have failed. I have not even like looked up anything else by her. I need to do that ASAP because if anything else she writes is this good, new favorite author. Absolutely loved it. I love her stories. They're very slow in the beginning because they're like setting up everything and you're kind of like seeing all the pieces on the chessboard. And then you as the reader are like, oh my gosh, we are trapped. How are we getting out of this? And then all of a sudden, everything is like hitting the fan and it's wild. And we're just like, oh my gosh. So much fun. Love it. I love manipulation. I love scheming. I love all of it. I am so here for it. And I loved this book, the Parish books. Fantastic. I hope you have read them because if you haven't, you're definitely missing out on some really good books because they are absolutely amazing. Absolutely love them. On a different note, I am also starting Nosferatu. This is a book by Joe Hill and it is massive. I mean, it's massive. Actually, the audiobook is only like 20 some hours and it just looks really big. I think it just feels really big. But this is my first Joe Hill book and I have no idea what to expect out of Joe Hill. I heard that he does a really good job that even though Stephen King is his dad, they don't really have, he's his own person. Like he is not trying to recreate his dad's stories, which is cool. I like that, especially because Stephen King doesn't really work for me. But I also am still branching out into the horror genre. I don't know if horror really works for me. I have no idea. So, Nosferatu. Why I chose this one as my first Joe Hill, I have no idea. It just sounded interesting. Actually, honestly, it's not even like the story itself sounds really interesting. It's that people seem to love this one, and I really like the cover, so I really wanted to read it. I don't know. I'm just weird. So, what we're doing is so far we have followed like a couple of different people. It's like pretty quick pace. Um, but apparently there's this little girl who has attempted to, not really attempted to, but this little girl was out riding her bike or whatever, and she was like almost kidnapped. And she got away at the last second, and then the dude is like upset about it because nobody escapes him. And so we're having to deal with him trying to find her, I guess. I don't know. That's the basis of the synopsis. But we've started the story. I'm only a couple hours in. I think we have vampires. I think the main dude is a vampire because we start the story in like a hospital and his nurse freaks out because he like knows all these things about her. And then she's like, I needed to give him his blood or whatever. And she's holding a blood bag. And they're like, we'll give it to him and be fine. Is he a vampire? Why does he need blood? And then we skip to this little girl and she's in a rough home and she's on her bike and she goes through a magic tunnel that's not really there and ends up in a different place and she finds all these items that people have lost. And then we skip to this other dude who is in like his 40s and he applies to be a Christmas land security guard to help protect the children. And then he meets this dude. I don't even remember what the dude's name was, but he meets this dude, and the dude's like, if you're going to come help at Christmas land, then I need to know that you can be a good person and protect the children and help me save the children from their terrible homes. This is only the first couple hours, so I don't have a clue what's happening. I don't know if we've got like magic in the world or if like the little girl's magic. I don't know. All I know is I feel like Christmas Land is where we like kidnap children and then we've attempted to make it to where they love being here because it's Christmas all the time. I don't know, but it's weird. And I don't know. I'm listening to other things at the same time that I'm like more invested in. So I don't know how long it's going to take me to read this. Hopefully, it won't take me too long. But we'll see. I think I have maybe like 10 days left on my borrow from Libby, but it's probably gonna take me more than 10 days. So I don't know. We'll see. I'll keep you updated. Okay. I've been reading Nosferatu. I'm like, I don't know, maybe 5 hours into this audiobook. It's 19 hours. So, I mean, it's a decent chunk of the way through, right? I have no idea what is happening at all. Like, I don't know. Like, this thing is wild. So for the first 4 hours, okay, we followed this girl. And what she does is she gets on her bike and she's like daydreaming. And then it opens up a tunnel and she goes on the tunnel on her bike. And then she ends up wherever it is that she needs to be, right? That's what she does. And so we've watched her grow up. I mean, quickly. And her parents don't get along. And her parents are terrible. And her dad is garbage. He calls her the brat. And so they end up splitting, and she stays with mom and she hates mom and she's rebelling and taking drugs and all these things. And so we're following her, right? But we're also following different perspectives of this dude who is going and taking these children, but we're not like seeing him take the children. We just kind of like knows what he's doing, or like seeing these people being taken. And so she just met him, like just met him. We just got to where she ended up at his place where he was hiding out. She meets one of the children that he's taken, and she ends up being like trapped, and he like leaves her for dead essentially, and she escapes. Like that's the whole setup of the movie, of the story. Like we're like 25% in, and we're just now getting to like go, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what to feel. I'm not like in it yet. I don't really care. Honestly, I could probably put it down and I really wouldn't care. But everyone loves this book. And so I'm kind of curious of like, at what point does it pick up? Like, I'm not hating it. Like, I've got another book that I'm just like even more bored with than I am with this one. I'm kind of curious about this one. At least I have that, you know? But yeah, so it's fine. I'm just, it's kind of whatever. So that's a bit of a bummer. But I don't know. It's fine. Like, I don't know how long to give things like this. Cause like, a lot of times with horror books, you get a little bit of like the creepiness happening early on, but you don't get like the good stuff until like later. So I don't want to DF too early, DNF too early, and then like miss out on all the good stuff, you know? Because like with Steven, when it got to the end, whoo, we went flying. But it was kind of boring up until then. I stuck with it. So I definitely like this more than I liked Steven at this point. So I don't know. It should be fine. I guess we'll find out what happens in the next clip. Okay, guys, so I have some bad news. I am going to DNF Nosferatu. I'm like halfway through and I just don't care. Like, I really don't. I understand at this point mostly like where the story is and where it's going and all those things. So, like, it's not even the fact that I'm confused and I don't understand it. I just don't care. Like, I don't care about the main character. I don't care about anyone that she's dealing with. I don't care about figuring out who Mr. Max is or what he's doing or why he's doing it. Like, I don't care. And I don't even know why. I don't know if it's just the writing style or how we've been introduced to the character. I don't know if I just don't like the character herself and like I'm just not feeling connected. But like I'm halfway through and I have like no desire to continue reading. I'm just doing it to do it. So I think that that's a good place to DNF. Going into this year, like I just finished Fourth Wing, right? You may not know that in this vlog, but I did. So surprise. And I just loved it. Like I flew through it and I felt so many emotions and I felt so many things. And I want that out of my reading experience. I don't want to read stuff where I'm just like, take it or leave it. You know, like I want to be invested in things a little bit more. And so I'm trying to be more intentional with things. In the past, like I'll DNF some things, but I'll just like push through most things. I don't want to do that anymore. I want to just like love everything that I'm reading. And I'm just not with Nosferatu. Like I just don't care at all. we even had scenes where we've interacted with our big bad or whatever, and like close calls and all those things. And I don't care at all. And I don't know. I think it's just not for me. I could see why people like it, because I mean, it's kind of like I can feel like that eerie feeling from like the environment and the way that the story is written. Like I can feel that, and so I think that that's probably why a lot of people really like it, because it's horror, and so you want that like eerie feeling, and the fact that doesn't matter what happens, every time you turn around, there's stupid Mr. Max, whatever he's called, Banks, whatever. I don't know who he is. It's whatever. I don't even know. But yeah, I just don't care. And so because of that, I'm just gonna DNF. I will try another Joe Hill book. I was gonna say King Hill. I'm gonna try another Joe Hill book, and I'm gonna continue to try horror. I'd still have several more horrors on my list for this year. My goal was to read 5, or at least attempt 5. So this is just one. So I need at least 4 more before I can like say horror is not for me, at least. But yeah, I got a couple more on my list. I do want to try King Sorrow. Everyone's talking about King Sorrow right now. It's just so long. And I want to try some Ronald Malfi. I think he's got like Black Mouth and something else. That what is it? It's called Failures by like Benjamin Liar or something. I want to try it. I want to try Blackwater by McDonald. I don't know, something like that. I want to try those. So I will continue to try horror. I don't know how it's gonna go. But so yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and end this vlog here. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I will see you in the next one.